Welcome to teamfortress.tv. You're here for Fully Charged Europe, episode 9. This is the third in 3 weeks. Doing pretty good, guys. I am Admirable, and my internet connection is too terrible to be able to appear in the medium of video or even see what these other guys are doing. So hopefully they're not pulling faces at me. But as usual, on the panel, we have CommanderX, kaidus, WARHURYEAH, and a very special guest this time. It's Byte. So we've got a selection of incredible demo men. kaidus, demo man of the season. War, demo man of I-49, and Byte, just the quintessential demo man. And then we got CommanderX. Sorry.
I try my best.
John on the camera as well. And right now, we're going to get underway. So, Byte, I didn't give you much of a big up there, but tell the people who you are, you know, if people aren't familiar with the legend of Byte. Sell yourself.
Hi, I'm Byte. I've been playing Team Fortress 2 since 2007. Currently head of Vanilla TV. Yeah, just carry on playing TF2, I suppose. That's about it, really. It's not much to me.
You're too modest, man. Come on, you've got your own YouTube channel. You're always putting out content there. You're a caster. You're a Prem medic, a Prem demo man. Pick yourself up. Give yourself a pat in the back, Byte. Come on.
Last season was the height of UTF-12 for me. Obviously, winning UTF-12 was good. With made in Germany, so that was good. As medic, been playing medic for a long time now, longer than demo, which is cringeworthy, and I'd like to cry about it, but it is the case, unfortunately. So yeah, no, I've been playing for a very long time, and thankfully I've managed to stick through. So. Yeah, and obviously been hosting the I-Series events as well, you know, for the summer and spring for Vanilla TV, and even before Vanilla TV. So yeah, that's a great addition.
That's a good introduction. But right now, we're going to keep things moving by going to the news. Before we get into the in-depth discussion with Byte, I know War has an update on what's happening in ETFL Season 18 and beyond. Hit me up.
Yes. So for those that aren't fully aware, the biggest news ever is Team Rocket. I was going to say the Pokemon thing, but I'm not. I've finally formed a brand new team. It was hard. It was very difficult. Me and Samsy have been trying to make this, and then we both decided to not make it about 20 times in the past week. And we've actually finally made a team. A glamorous lineup of reconstituted Prem players such as myself, Admirable, Cookie, Hox. Is it, how do you pronounce his name? Is it Kunix, or is it? I just call him QNX, and I didn't know if that was right. And we've also got Sorex as the backup scout for the player that will be popping in whenever Cookie doesn't actually play. Yeah, we're all pretty excited. Had our first games today. Did it really memorable?
Yeah, it all happened so quickly. Like, I went away the other day knowing the 3 players in the roster, and I came back and made a full team. And like, Cookie is just getting a lot of people excited. Like, there's a lot of hype about it.
Yeah, you went to work and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we've got Cookie and Hox now being gone. Just to give you a brief little update. But yeah, Cookie said that he'd help out the team. Talked to Samsy after Hildreth's incredibly emotional post that obviously managed to get some people more enthusiastic about the season, and he said that he'd be able to get Hox as well. We were originally going to try and get some new talent coming through, or trying to get Larval Extract or Alfie to sort of take part, but both of them were pretty unwilling to leave their respective teams so early in the season, which is understandable. But yeah, it's good. Hopefully we'll win. I probably think we will, because
what's your season like? Do you have like an aim where you want to finish, where you want to challenge for? Do you think in playoffs?
We want to finish first and then hold before the playoffs. So we'd inevitably just still finish first, and then the mystery will be as if would we ever have won the playoffs. But no, I think it's just a case of just playing, and that's it. It's like 3 days a week playing, not going to land. There's no intention. So people that are excited for the Cookie comeback, you can be upset now because it's not happening. Going to go to land.
I know it's like early days, but I'd like to hear what are other people's opinions of the team. Like, we talked at length last week about predictions for how teams would finish, but like just on first impressions, Kaidus, what are you thinking about this new challenger in Prem?
I don't know. I have quite a few opinions. Like, first of all, I don't really like it looks good, like on paper. Obviously, like it's a stronger roster than I really imagined being able to come up with. But I'm kind of perplexed by the fact you'd make this team and then not make it with the intention of going to LAN, because I know that at least like half the team wanted to go to LAN anyway, and it seems like making a few small sacrifices, you'd be able to take that team to LAN. I don't know why.
And the thing is
Why
that
that wouldn't happen.
there wasn't enough time to sort of get the sacrifices. I mean, I don't know about Sorex, but I don't know if what we'll do after the season, and if there may be a chance that we can replace a few players. Because the thing is that our idea is that maybe Sorex will take over Cookie full time. We're just sort of trying to wean him in into competitive, into quite a higher level.
Yeah, but I don't really understand that, because last week Sam was saying how desperately he thinks Sorex should be in Prem already. And if he believed that, why wouldn't he get Sorex and try and go to LAN?
I don't necessarily believe that, but I think it's just in case it backfires. You sort of want a little bit more strength to sort of pull it through. I mean, the original idea was to get other players like a low, pocket soldier that wasn't well known and roaming soldier that wasn't. We took QNX because he was available, which was fine. We were originally going to be putting him on pocket, and we were going to try and get Alfie or Larval Extract to be a roamer, but the thing is that neither of them really wanted to leave the team so close to the season, so it was kind of difficult to find anybody else unless we wanted Deer or Shifty and stuff. Family wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, I find the Hawks move really perplexing as well, to be honest, because
I would have preferred if I could have got like Larval Extract in for the Hawks.
But I think it's really like narrow-sighted to think they're the only two soldiers that could do a job. Like, I don't know, Hawks is good, I guess, but like he hasn't been like a top soldier for about 3 years, and even when he was a top soldier, he doesn't seem like the kind of player that would like fit in to this lineup.
I had doubts, but the only reason why I sort of would have accepted it is because, we weren't taking it that seriously anyway, and we were because we knew Cookie wasn't going to LAN, and there may be a few other people that might. But with such short time, we didn't really have time to plan ahead. It was just get a team out.
Yeah, but like, I understand that, but maybe I'm underestimating Hawks, but I don't see why, like, people say like there's no one else, but I don't see how, like, if there's no one else, I don't see how Hawks is a someone, because he's kind of like I-46 was like the season before I-46 was like the last time Hawks was like good, like in my opinion. And since then, like 2 years have passed in which he hasn't really taken the game seriously or like played much. So I can only imagine he's declined. And even in his prime, he was like completely wrong, in my opinion, for the kind of team I would assume you're trying to be and the play style you'll end up having. So I don't see how he was even an option like over the kind of people you were mentioning, like Quick or someone like that. Not that I think Quick would have been like the ideal player, but like Quick at least has the potential to like grow and improve, whereas Hawks is going to be what Hawks is now. Maybe his DM will get a tiny bit sharper, but ultimately you still have like a pocket that's not going to not going to like improve, and not going to like adapt his play style, because he is the way he is, and that's how he's going to play. So I just found that a really weird decision.
I mean, I don't disagree, because I also, as I said, I had my doubts about Hawks. Today he actually played pretty decently, considering he hasn't played in months. He doesn't really communicate either, but I think with the amount of time that we had given to us, I mean, Quick was an option for me, and I was pretty keen on having Quick, but other players weren't so much. I was pretty keen on having QNX on pocket. QNX is was really good for solar, and
QNX would have been good on either, to be fair though.
Yeah, I would have been happy to take Quick, but I didn't want to.
I'm just gonna call him out there. I wouldn't have been happy to take Quick. Right? I don't like his attitude. I don't like the way he plays soldier. So like, I'm just gonna shoot any idea of playing with Quick in the head immediately. But I do think that we missed the chance to bring in somebody new. Sure.
Yeah, for me, Quick is just a random example. He's the first name that pops into my head. Like, I just think back to when I was looking for pocket soldiers, and it's like, I don't know, like I there's no ideal solution, so I don't really see why you'd go for like I don't want to be harsh, but I would say a dead end player. Like if he was as good as he was 3 years ago, but his playstyle didn't really work, it's like okay, at least he's a 6 soldier. But I just don't see any of the positives that came out of this move. Like I don't think you would lose anything to take a Div 2 soldier with potential. Even if he didn't reach his potential, I don't think you lose anything.
I think there's also there isn't really any Div 2 soldiers. Think of.
What were we trying to achieve here? It's just a last
We were
ditch
looking
attempt
to
to
try
get a
and make
decent
a
team
team,
to
yeah.
fill Prem. It was like,
If we had
I-
like an extra week, if we had like if the season started like a week after, then yeah. But the thing is that the admins then had to fit us into the league as well. So they already made an exception by allowing us to take part. If we had an extra week, then I would be more than happy to sort of get some players. Like other things I did ask around, but loads of people have already found their teams, and it was kind of annoying, but I respected their decision because most people I asked just said, nah, the season's like starting now, so I'm not leaving my team so soon.
I mean, did you ask like captain or something like that?
Yeah, captain.
I'm not sure if he would anyway, but just like a random example that's
I
being
was
thrown out in chat.
thinking of captain. I didn't ask him, but
Is
I
he
don't
got
know- I
tied to
don't-
that team?
I don't know if he
thought they were
would've,
all
but-
friends.
I didn't think he would have anyway, which is probably why I didn't think so.
well, like
It's just like a random example of like stones that weren't overturned to look like you didn't check like everywhere.
I'm going to
maybe.
be the sheriff here. Let's not spend too much time on this one particular topic. Byte, CommanderX, got anything to say about the exciting new roster in the Prem?
I think it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of potential there. It'll be interesting to see, obviously, because they've not really had as much time to get together, time to practice. Like your first game was today, and the season starts in 3 days, so you're not really getting a whole lot of time under your belt. But I think, especially if you can like maybe steal the 4th place, I think by that time you've had like 7 weeks together or whatever. You could actually be a threat to some of the top teams, like actually maybe cause an upset or two.
So, pretty much. I didn't
no pressure.
really. I just didn't want to sort of like create a team. I just want to beat sort of. I want it to be close. Yeah, the today was good. It was a little bit terrible because I was main calling, and my main calling pretty much extends to going in by myself. They're weak.
Out of interest, who does call for you? Is it you or is it someone else?
For the time being, yeah. But I wouldn't mind having that change. So
A lot of
Lots
people
things
wouldn't mind.
too.
I can't. Yeah, Demoman and calling just hurts my head.
What other juicy news do we have?
The other juicy news is that obviously that MSH has been kicked from Good Game Well Played Pro for disrespectful behaviour to the Burning Shadow Man being cut from the team. They had some good results, even though they obviously beat Epsilon recently 4-2 on Badlands, and obviously as a well done MSH, we're kicking you for such a good performance against them. But yeah, he's out. They don't have a replacement lined up. Young Poe is not going to rejoin, so it'll be interesting who they get in so close to the season. But it looks like they've shot themselves in the foot pretty massively.
I presume Rico's going to cover because he's backup for them basically, and he said, like when I asked him about teams, but now they didn't really have anything planned, but like it's going to be Rico until like just a sub spot basically until they can find someone else. But
If I was
yeah,
them, I would
they
just
have
never
no
find
idea.
anyone else.
Just never.
Just like don't even look. Tell Rico you're looking your best, but you can't find anyone.
just keep leading him on. Sorry, Rico. Just another trial failed. I guess you have to play this official. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised. The only bit that surprises me about MSH being kicked is the timing. Like 3 days before the season seems a really odd time to kick anyone from the team.
Somebody's creating a toxic atmosphere. You don't want them in, do you? You just want to sort of get them out, just leave straight away.
It's probably better they kicked them than folded the team. Like it's like cutting off a limb to save the whole body.
But it's not like they've learned anything new in the last week.
I think this is like also maybe the second or third time that MSH has got into Prem and been kicked from the team before he's actually made it. I think it is maybe the second time.
Yeah,
He was so
season,
close.
Like, he was
Forsaken
Forsaken was threatening to kick him like the whole season.
He was within touching distance of Prem. He was so close, and he just gets kicked.
First, the silver lining is the fact that it's a scout, which not to downgrade anyone, but like it's not that it's like not as important as other classes. So if you kick their medic or demo, then the whole team cohesion would be lost. So they can find a good scout as long as he's got aim. Should be halfway there, if not more.
Finding that Russian scout, though, isn't it? You know, GDK is pretty likes all Russian teams, and if someone that isn't Russian comes in,
I'm sure they'll find someone.
Abra is the only person.
If not, Rico's a pretty good sub to have, even if it's officials only.
Rico is a very good sub.
What else have we got on the agenda?
I think the news agenda is obviously be quite painful for me to talk about, but Epsilon have picked the tournament.
Oh, not this again.
It's not me.
Should we all take 5 while War has his little heart-to-heart
Monologue.
stream? Yeah.
I thought I did really well. I played like 2 games, like the first night, and then I played 4, and like I was using TeamSpeak, and then there was like a bug where like I couldn't run backwards because I had a TeamSpeak overlay on, and it was really bad. And then they didn't want me to play anymore. Yeah, so Hiss has joined Epsilon, and Rib has joined Phoenix. My personal opinion is that if it happened the other way around, it'd probably be better, because I think Phoenix are quite. Rib isn't really a main caller, and Hiss is a main caller. Pretty decent for them. I don't think Epsilon really need it, but either way, I think the only people that really sort of miss out from this decision is Phoenix, because they get a demo man that may not necessarily suit their style as much. But
Well, kaidus touched on it, I think, in the last episode when we were talking about this, I think in the previous episode. Now, having Hiss and Skeege on the same team, both trying to add to calls, might just lead to disaster, whereas Rib will just play his thing.
It's the same with Epsilon though, like even when...
Yeah, but Epsilon are happy to play with nobody liking each other, aren't they? They don't have to be friends, they're happy to just play, as long as they're winning, they don't really care, whereas I'm not sure if Phoenix will be able to withstand that kind of...
I completely disagree anyway, like, with what you said a second ago, Well, I think Rib joining Phoenix and Hiss joining Epsilon, like, ever since you were ruled out / ruled yourself out, like, this was so obviously going to happen, like 2 weeks ago or something. I'm really surprised it took it took Epsilon this long to realize it. Like, watching Rib play with Epsilon was heartbreaking, because they were just, I can only imagine they were telling him what to do, because it was like watching a completely different demo. Like, they just neutered the guy and made him just play like I don't know, like Numlocked, I guess, but he's not Numlocked. Like, they made him do the things Numlock did, but not for the reasons that Numlock did them. Like, Rib is
like confident enough to just tell people how he wants to play.
Yeah, but like even then, like his just fits in better with the kind of stuff they want to do. Like, just for like a random example, like on Granary, Rib's one of the best demos on Granary middle, but they would constantly make him just roll out top and play passive by the door, waiting for the combo to roll out top, when Rib's strengths is going bottom left and just dominating the area before his team gets there. But like, they just wouldn't let him do it. So like, I don't even know why they bothered trialing him if they weren't going to let him play like Rib. Like, it was obvious. Like, it was just obvious they wanted a particular type of demo man. I don't know why they bothered making everyone wait 3 weeks. Like, I don't know what they were expecting to happen, basically. Like, it was obvious that Rib isn't going to fit the mold of the type of demo they wanted. Either they're going to bring in, like, Rib a good demo and let him and adapt the team to him, or they should just take Hiss in the first place and not make everyone else wait 3 weeks. I think it was really stupid, basically, and really obviously going to end up this way.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on. So the main feature that we need to get to, because again, I think we're dawdling too much. I'm not very good at this time. There is someone here, I think. I don't know if he's actually here now, or if he's just sitting there patiently waiting for us to talk about him. But it must be pretty boring.
Right? It's me, is it?
Yeah, it's you,
Okay,
Commander. Yeah, John's just going to sort of come in, just remove Byte from the overlay and just put himself in it, and we're just going to Q&A with him instead. So, hello, Byte.
Hello.
Are we going to reform TSC after the season?
Should do.
Can we go to LAN?
Can we go to LAN? No, unfortunately not this LAN anyway.
Anyway, moving on. Basically, so we've got some Q&A, community questions, and various other topics that we'd like to talk about. My first thing, personally, this is going to be a little bit off, but you said in the IRC, like ages ago, how you had like £600 to sponsor a team. Did I misread that, or is that right?
Yeah, it was for I can't remember what it was for. Some sort of event to go to. I think it was Infoland, wasn't it, or something like that in Lithuania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could send a rocket to A52, you know.
They just had like 600 quid to send from people to info down.
Yeah, just make it happen because I needed more teams. So,
Where did this money come from?
my own.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. What? So is that money going to go to a team for I-52? Maybe
I haven't really thought about it. If
under the TCM
if
moniker.
if anyone was really struggling, needing to like get to LAN in that respect as a
I
team.
think
So.
Cookie might need bribing. So put that out there if you can chat with him.
What is this line of questioning, you madman?
Sorry.
We got a whole bunch of community questions. I filtered out most of the ones I thought Byte wouldn't answer and threw in a few curveballs there. But I reckon if we just rattle through these as quickly as possible, Byte, you know, I'm looking for brevity here. Keep your answers.
I'll try my best. I'll try my best. I know it's hard for me, but yeah.
I'll jump in. Forsaken asks, "Do you miss me?"
Yes, I do. He's actually one of the my favorite. He is my favorite. I know he's not Russian, but Latvian/Russian TF2 player. So yes, I do, because he's very funny.
Sexy asks, "Where have the scouts gone?"
Where have the scouts gone? What?
I think that's a reference to your classic frag movie.
That's from my frag movie. Yeah, I just remember. Oh, that's throwing me right off, Admirable. Wow. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I love that video, man. So, any answer? Where have those scouts gone?
I believe they're dead.
They came behind, but you had a sticky trap waiting for them. Intelligence and anticipation.
Exactly. Right there.
Hildreth asks, "Will you ever return to leading another TF2 team again?"
It's a good question. Depends on what happens in, I suppose, RL. I've made quite a few teams in terms of bringing players in. It's a lot of hard work because I have to take it on my shoulders, and it's taking a toll. So, the latest one was TSE, to be fair, and some of them have come out really good. So, Flip, for example, has improved dramatically. Forsaken has improved dramatically as well. So, War has improved a tiny bit. Hi, War.
Fuck off.
You didn't need much improvement, mate. Don't worry about it.
What about kaidus? That kaidus guy? Did you make him Demo Man of the Season?
I did. Yeah. I think when it comes to that sort of question, you know, all-round Demo Man, it would have to be kaidus in that respect, just from every aspect. If you were to have like a trump card, you know, and say
Don't
mobility.
That's the question, though. The question is, will you return to leading another TF2 team again? If people want to know.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It depends on what real life.
That's cool. Okay, Sad Bandit asks.
There's nothing going on with me in real life. Like, literally, all that happens is you just sit on the mumble, like Peter's mumble, and that's to just play MVMs or some crap. Like, let's be honest, you've got plenty of time on your hands to make a TF2 team.
At the moment, I partly do, partly don't. Work's quite busy, and I haven't got time to commit and focus with the team. I mean, last season was easy for me because they just needed someone to hop in, do the job, and get out. So that was the job, really. For me, that was quite easy.
Okay, Sad Panda wants to know, why don't you play Scout more, Byte? Why do you hate Scouts? And if you don't hate Scouts, can you mentor him as Scout?
I don't play Scout because of my setup with the sensitivity and stuff like that. My sensitivity is like very stiff mouse, like 4,800 DPI, like move 11 centimeters, and it's like that's it. That's a 360. So that for Scout to maintain aim is really hard, and I haven't got time to do that. So basically, what I'm saying is I'm crap as Scout. Because at the end of the day, as a Scout class, once you're in position, you can outsmart them, gain sense them, whatever. But if you can't aim, it's pretty useless as a Scout. So that's why. So my aim isn't top notch.
That's a fair answer. We got a whole load of questions here from Spike himself, and they're pretty open ended. But I'll start off. We'll go through them as quickly as possible. What is the one thing you have done that you regret the most, TF2 related?
Probably creating the potentials team.
That's a good one.
I can hear Ali's heart breaking from here.
What is the worst mistake you've ever made in an official?
Killed myself when trying to hold a position to stop a back cap.
What is the funniest experience you've had in a competitive game?
I reckon it's got something to do with Drosophile and him trying to kill Zebasai with a Boston Basher and killing himself.
That was that was funny. I don't know. The funniest one, believe it or not, even though it's not funny to other people, but was the arrow on kaidus on Gully. That was the funniest one because I chucked it on a whim, thought it'd get him, and it did, and I just started laughing my tits off. And yeah, that was funny for me. Very funny.
Okay, out of the current active players in the season 18 signups, who would you put into a team together? Dream team, I guess he's asking. Of the players that are actually still playing.
Okay. Marilyn, Knox, Mike, Bash, Stefan. Oh no, Stefan's not playing, is he? Sam then, Samzy. So Bash and Samzy.
You forgot a demo man.
No, I know, but the thing is, demo-wise, it should be kaidus, but kaidus is quite unique in how he plays, so I don't know if he would fit with the team, if you know what I mean. So
You're
I
gonna
don't
put
know.
yourself in there.
No, it'd either be, well, the current ones that are available, what, you got War or Heist, so I would probably say War.
Oh, thank you. At least I get accepted into one team this season, even if
Shame
it's just
it's
a hypothetical one. Yeah. Gotta put that on my Steam profile.
He asks as well, his final question, if you could change TF2 to how it was when you started playing, like back in the very early days, competitively, would you?
Yeah, I would.
You'd rather play 2 demo men?
No,
Granary
you mean that far, but I don't know how far you meant. Like,
yeah, well, I don't know.
No, not too dumb. I know, because that's just imba and just crap. Doesn't it's not good to watch, and it's just too powerful to them. And so no, not that. I just meant I thought you meant with like unlocked and the type of players that are coming through now than what there was before, and how more pure / genuine it was. But that's just from my perspective.
Okay, we've got some requests for relationship advice here. Sheepy asks, how can I get Mia to be my girlfriend?
Well, see, I thought about asking her that question, and I'm just going to say what she might say, which is just to not be ugly, Sheepy. So I don't know if you are, but that's the only advice I can give.
I think she's a big Pokemon fan. Maybe buy her something Pokemon related.
Oh, she likes My Little Pony, I believe, so yeah.
Tom asks, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or many duck-sized horses?
Mini-sized horses thingy, because the duck would just completely snap me in two. A big giant duck would just get its beak and snap me in two, so yeah.
Linus is trying to start some action as well. He wants to know, why is Hat the only troll on your list?
Well, I put him on because of him putting my name on his actual Steam name, which I didn't appreciate. Quite troll-worthy and immature, so I put it on there for people to know, because I have a lot of people adding me, and I don't know which one to add. And I had some people messaging me. I didn't find out. Someone told me, so that was why.
Let me add a follow-on question there. Will you fight Hat at LAN? Can that be the I-52 main event?
No.
You'd have to pay for Hat to come to LAN first as well before you could fight him.
He would
You'd have to
flake
pay
out
for
anyway.
him, yeah.
Nah, I don't fight unless in self-defense, so no.
Permzilla asks, what are your favorite hobbies?
Sports, like, yeah, a lot of sports, basically. Gym, football, badminton, those are my main 3. And besides that, normally going out in central London and cinema.
Rightus wants to know, who is the best medic you've played demo with? And then who is the best demo you've played medic with?
Best medic would probably be
X-Man.
Nox. I haven't played officially with him, but in PCWs and stuff, yeah. Nox. To play medic with. And sorry, the other way around? It's got to be an Umlaut, because yeah, I mentored Umlaut and helped him a lot. So, and he plays just so clever. He may not be the most DM-based demo man, but he's very smart. So yeah, Umlaut.
Here's a question to bring up some old drama. Reservoir Dog wants to know, what happened that made Pledge and others leave the VTV team?
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, what? I mean, some people, obviously, the obvious ones have left, but not many have left from Villain TV. They're all still there. Pledge didn't leave out of like hostility or anything like that. He just wanted to go and help TF.tv and think, well, this is the right place to be for everything to be general in TF2, which, I couldn't blame him. He doesn't work for me. He contributes to the community, so if he wanted to work there, he worked there, and I said no problem to him, and he's always welcome back in Villain TV, and he still is. So Yeah.
Just thinking of skipping a few of these questions for the sake of time, but I will tell you that Beta wants to know, firstly, ARCs or Beta, who do you pick?
For fuck's sake. I'm gonna pick Beta.
And how many holidays have you been on with the VTV money?
Loads. Just, I don't know, a month's worth. In Egypt or somewhere.
Vlaim wants to know, do you still think about Dr. Justice and how he looks with the shirt on, without a shirt on?
No, but I do once in a while think about Dr. Justice, see if he ever came back as Demoman. Not half naked though, no, sorry.
Permzilla wants to know, can you give me your best long ass voice, please?
Really? Do I have to?
Yeah,
Yes.
Long guys.
that was pretty good.
Finally then, from these short questions, Bones wants to know, will you come and play for TEZC at GXL, going to North America?
I'm definitely pro for this, going forward with it, but it all depends on what's going to happen in just the next month and a half with like in RL. So I've got some things lined up. So if that doesn't pan out, then I don't see why not.
Oh wait, there's one other or two other good questions I have to ask. Sorry, Cronus asks, why did you blame Droso a lot?
Do I need to explain that really, or?
Everybody loves to beat up Droso.
Oh, I love Droso. Don't get me wrong; he's a really nice guy. Like, and I had to drill a lot of things into his head, and he would do it sometimes, but then his concentration would just lapse. That's his main problem. His concentration span isn't very long.
And Ethug asks, Ethug's got a juicy one here. He says, why is it that your reputation is so bad, and how do you deal with it?
It depends what he means. If he means to do it towards like the competitive, especially the Prem/Div 1ers, possibly some underneath that. I'm not sure. Maybe spread of word. I can imagine the top half would be because of how I play, my style, my rage, my persistence, my annoyance, and so on and so forth. So it just spirals from there. It could have been from other people just lying, from stuff from Vanilla TV, and so on and so forth. There are quite a few circle jerkers in this community, so but either way, it doesn't affect me because the way I see it, I'd rather have some enemies to push me to do something as opposed to just having friends on the in the background loitering. So these enemies, like these so-called trolls, enemies, whatever you want to call them, they just push me even more to try and do something opposite of what they want me to, like, basically not cave in. So it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
Would you say has mullered you with rep the most?
Sorry?
No, never mind.
I think we can move on. Like, there's three main topics we wanted to talk about when we were doing the preparation. Because basically, whenever I heard that you were coming back with Vanilla TV, I wanted to hear more about it. I wanted to give you a platform. So tell us about the return of VTV. What's the story? Who's involved?
Well, initially no one was taking the stick and moving, like wanted to sort of reignite it. And after I finished last season, I figured I wanted to. Obviously coming towards Summerland as well, so that partly helped in the reason for me trying to instigate it. I've had to start everything up again, not from scratch, just up again. It's been quite difficult, but I've had some of the core members help me. Ari, Bone, Serious Cat, Scully, and so on and so forth. Just the core members help me with getting the stream back up and just getting a cast going. So yeah, we've successfully did that for the Turbine Cup, so that was good.
Sorry for not showing up for that one, boss. But
nah, don't worry about it. You had our old thing, so not to worry.
When now Vanilla is possibly coming back, is it?
Sorry?
Now that obviously you guys are back, will you confirm for providing the coverage at LAN?
Yeah, Multiplay want us to definitely host it. I said I'd get back to him. I said obviously I wanted to know what resources and stuff like that will be giving us, because obviously it's a different venue, and obviously they may be on a tighter budget this year than last year. But obviously with last year, like, it's going to be so difficult to top what we did last year. Like, genuinely, it was so good. I was really proud to be part of Vanilla TV. So we'll see how it's going to turn out this summer.
One thing that people have been raising is obviously Vanilla TV provided the coverage, LAN was amazing. It was awesome. Everybody really liked it. Huge success.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking about how after LAN, Vanilla TV just died. So there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So now that obviously Vanilla TV is still currently, I would say, dead. It's obviously going through its revival stage.
Yep.
But a lot of people are sort of disappointed or wondering if Team Fortress TV will play a bigger role in the upcoming LAN, because obviously they're the ones that are providing the majority of the coverage for European TF2. So having them as maybe a headliner would make more sense community-wise, and having Vanilla.
Longer term.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if they really wanted it, they should just send an email to Multiplay, and they would probably just ask me, and it wouldn't be a case. I haven't got any beef anymore with TF.TV, just mainly because who's running it now. I'm much more comfortable with who's running it as opposed to who was running it before. So if TF.TV were to run it, then it wouldn't be the end of the world for me. In fact, it would help me, because it would be for once in my life I'd actually have fun at LAN as opposed to having to work for LAN.
Would you consider like a merger? So
I did ask that way back to Enigma back last October, but he didn't reply back to me in person. He asked Huey to reply back to me and told me no. So that was the end of that. Like, if he didn't want to, then he didn't want to, as obviously the Enigma is the guy in charge.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, you're saying there, Byte, that you'd love, or you'd be quite happy for TFTV to do it, but at the same time, whenever I heard that you were back and you wanted to do it, I was like, yes. Like, because you've obviously delivered the last 2 times, but is there some sort of compromise? Like, I think the issue, from what I'm hearing now, is like a branding thing, that VTV could come back for LAN, but it mightn't necessarily have the longevity to last after LAN. But is a merger something that would be best for the scene? Like, would you want to do the LAN coverage with TFTV at LAN? Because it's going to be the same people anyway contributing. It's just whatever banner you choose to do it under, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the banner is not so much for me. I know it is for other core members, because don't forget, it's not just me. There are other people that need to be involved in this from Vanilla TV to agree if they want to still contribute. I know TF.TV have their own, but Vanilla TV also have some really good staff as well, like, who can contribute very well. I'm not going to name names because I might miss some people out, but yeah, I haven't got an issue now with who's running TF.TV. Genuinely haven't. I think it's been much better than before. And I feel much more safer that the coverage is going to be more reliable and consistent.
I mean, Skyride isn't playing a part anymore either, so that will make a lot of things better.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's technically gifted, he's a really technically gifted guy, but management material, which was just a no-no, which is why I was like cringeworthy for merging with TF.TV, because him and Comedian were the side of the EU side, they were in charge, roughly, because Enigma was just like, yeah, okay, you two. And I was like, no, thank you. But now it's not them. And it's Huey, yourself, Admirable, and so on and so forth. John.
Huey, that guy, he's riding on my coattails. He doesn't lift a finger.
I'm not even a part of anything with Team Fortress TV. I'm pretty sure I just show up to the Mumble and that's it as well.
I message War when it needs to come online.
Yeah,
when he comes on Mumble when it happens.
Yeah, sorry, go on, Admirable.
Like, honestly, it was really badly handled the last time. I know, just to recap, people who are sort of unfamiliar, it was like last time, I didn't even go to the last LAN, but in the lead up to it, it was like Skyride had gone and made his own proposal that TFTV should be doing the coverage or whatever, but he sort of was like behind your back, and I don't mean that he has to ask your permission to do it, but it was totally the wrong way to go about things, and that's part of the reason I thought it would be a good idea to bring you on and talk about the issues right now. But
sure,
there definitely is no animosity anymore.
No, not really. I mean, the way it started was like you said, it was quite a hostile, and I was, to be fair to myself, I was very open-minded with who wanted to cast and contribute. I wasn't like, oh, Byte says no, therefore you're not in. It's you don't work for me, you work with me. It's for the community, it's not for me. And I even managed to pucker up so that DJC at one time with Comedian Sky, all of them were in the same room, and they were able to cast. They eventually didn't want to. That was their decision, up to them. Fair enough. But then they decided to try and oust me from Villain TV. That's literally what they tried to do. That was in October, and I wasn't having any of it because I don't trust them with that sort of management thing side of Villain TV. Sure, they're technically gifted. They can help out with figuring this out X, Y, Z. But when it comes to actually managing, no way. And the staff were like the majority of the staff were in agreement with me. Hence, the majority of them stayed with me. So yeah, it was quite hostile, but I wasn't going to let that happen because yeah, I do care about the TF2 scene. I do care what we deliver, and obviously, you know, I kept my word, and so did all the staff members, and we delivered. But now, like you said, it's completely different. They're not in charge. It's completely, you know, it's other people who I do know, not personally really well, but I do know on the off side, and you know, I haven't got much of a problem. I would still like to contribute in terms of, you know, overall casting, just to make sure that it's all in check. But you know, I wouldn't be like the same I am in Villain TV, basically, with TF.TV.
Would you let me and Commander cast the final?
What?
Normally the finals were decided by popularity from the community. That's how we did it. I think Admirable knows that very well. So
In that case, it's me and Admirable then first and second best casters of the season.
I prefer not to cast the final. I'd love to be in the crowd again.
Well, I'm going to be
where the
in the
action is,
final,
man.
so I can't really cast it, can I?
But we're getting way
Quad
ahead of
pistol.
ourselves here. What was I going to say?
I have,
Oh,
I
please,
guess,
sorry.
a point. Okay. My kind of, I guess, the main, not maybe gripe, I guess, with the VTV comeback is just, I guess, what we touched on earlier.
Mhm.
In afterwards, like, we're going to get everyone to watch the final. We're going to have like an intercontinental again. We're going to have like a massive round the world tournament with lots of top teams, lots of the best players, and we're all going to watch that. And it will be on VTV's logo. And then obviously they're all going to watch that. They'll check out the website. They'll check out all of that. But then, like I said, if like I'm a new player who's seen that, and I come back a month later to VTV, and there's been no like news post or nothing posted since the LAN, like a month later, and there's no more coverage. I know it's just going to make me think the scene's dead or the community's dead. That's my only main gripe with VTV.
When you go on it,
hosts.
it looks a bit morbid. Like most of the posts are like XTV saying, "Oh, look, we've finished the top 10 plays of the month from July 2012." You know, it seems a little bit because the thing is that you put on this amazing show, and then afterwards, post that, everything's just a bit flaccid. There's no real content going through, and there's no cast or anything that like. So the thing is that will Vanilla be doing this for the long term, or is Vanilla just going to be doing this for long?
Well, I think the problem was because we excelled so well in the summer LAN, literally all of us, burnt out. Like we were just fed up of doing any casts, any coverage, because we put so much heart and effort into the summer LAN, and obviously, you know, that included 18. I think it was up to 18 staff, and we were just completely burnt out. And obviously, it's taken us like 9 months to raise a finger. And to be fair, it was most of the fact that I was pushing it, Serious Cat and Ari. So like no one else really wanted to push it at the moment. And I decided that was it. You know, I might as well try and push out and resurrect Vanilla TV. But I suppose I completely understand what you're saying, CommanderX. And from the long run, I think TF.TV have been the main coverage and would deservedly so should cover the I-52 LAN. So I mean, if that is still the case, then you guys need to get onto multiplayer.
Then Admirable, get on it.
Fuck's sake.
I guess we hit the problem then where, like, I guess what you've come to before is because you have the initiative and the experience, and we have Admirable.
Yeah, like credit to Byte. He said a few times about how he didn't trust other people's managerial skills, but you are a great leader of people. Like you're a polarizing character for sure, but you get things done. And I have a lot of respect for that. But I mean, I've been like trying to avoid playing TF2 for the last 2 seasons and trying to phase myself out from casting. But now this season, like I've just gone all in and we're playing in a team. I'm going to be casting more, and I think I'm really motivated to move towards I-52. Like I watched that video from Lang. I was almost in tears of talking about LAN. for GXL and stuff, but I think I-52 is going to be excellent. I was talking to Enigma yesterday as well, chatting, and he's saying that they're definitely going to be doing a fundraiser to try and send 2 NA teams to I-52. So that is like, his team are definitely going to pay their own way, whatever happens, but they're trying to get, I think he said, I don't know if I'm giving away too many details right now, but maybe about $12,000 they want to try and fundraise it at some point. But they're going to be doing 5 weeks of show matches. Prem teams, please contribute to that. As when then an actual tournament at the end to decide which 2 teams get to go.
Can I just
But,
ask
like,
a question
there's gonna-
about that quickly before you move on?
Yeah, go.
Why do they need to do a fundraiser if Mix-Up say they can fund themselves?
I think it's for 2 other teams.
As in for
Three.
Exertus and Fraser.
Another team have already said they can themselves. So if they want to send 2 teams, that's 2 teams saying they can fund themselves.
But there's luxuries. One, you're going to Coventry, so you're going to need quite a bit of entertainment outside of LAN.
You need 12 grand worth of entertainment outside of LAN.
12
Yeah,
players,
there's a
so
lot.
Give me a
There's a lot
fucking
of-
break.
There's a lot of swag at LAN. There was some really good stalls there. I got like a Nature's Prophet plushie. I got like loads of stuff. Like, I'll show you. See, look. There's like Bioshock stuff up there. This is all at LAN. This shit, right, costs like about 150 quid. If they all buy that between 6 players, that's still quite a bit of money.
Yeah, but
That's
like,
Well, I know flights are significantly more expensive from the outbound. Like if you're flying from the States to Europe, it costs more
Yeah,
than like
but-
say these guys going to GXL.
yeah, like don't get me wrong. I'm not against fundraisers, community fundraisers. I'm all for them when it helps the community. But if there's 2 teams saying they can fund themselves, I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you need a fundraiser. Like, buy your fucking tickets. Like, go for it. Get going. Like, get the hype going. Get rid of all the secrets as well. Like, all these teams making their plans behind closed doors, saying, "Yeah, we're definitely going. No doubt about it." Like, tell people, because it's like when the excitement starts to generate, it makes other people start. It motivates others. Like, I spoke to like a bunch of Yanks about this ages ago, and it really annoyed me how secretive everyone's being. Because like everyone else just sits kind of twiddling their thumbs, waiting for someone to say go, and like everyone's just doing it apparently.
Yeah, man, there's been like a real lack of momentum in the A52 hype, and that's really, I think, the crux of the issue here. It's why I'm trying to bring everything out in the open, like, because I feel like we're slightly behind in where we've been in previous years, and we really need to like let people know that I52 is going to be happening. It's going to be awesome. That there will be international attendees and maybe even an Australian team, whatever. But I don't know the details of what's happening in the NA scene. Like I really haven't been paying attention there. But I just really want to get that message out that it's going to happen and it's going to be big. So please begin to get excited. There's going to be lots of events in the lead up. You know, there's that. If you've been checking out the Twitch or teamfortress.tv forums, there's going to be a big Twitch NA show match thing then later on in the midsummer, and then you're going to have I52. And then you're going to have GXL in October. It's like TF2 is alive and kicking. Maybe they're a bit more focused on the NA side there, but like Europe, step your game up. We need more people to contribute. You've got Vanilla TV back here. We've got Team Fortress TV. We need casters. We need streamers. We need writers. We need hype.
Don't forget the Twitch Invitational.
Is that, did I say?
Did you say that?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
fuck it. I zoned out.
trying to get hearts racing here, you know?
There's potential for an EU one of those as well if the NA one goes successfully. So
Absolutely.
For more hype, the better.
Do you believe Twitch chat? You know, hashtag believe, please. I've had my doubts in the months leading up to this, but you know, I think I've turned the corner here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I believe I'm gonna make it happen. We're all gonna make it happen, right? Right.
Yes.
Silent-
Yes.
silent agreement.
Yeah.
We're all nodding. That's why we weren't pressing our talk
Trying
button
to
down.
fix my webcam, which is why I'm busy.
Cosmic's a very good point in chat. He says you need consistent coverage, not just really good coverage. Use I-52 to gain momentum and maintain it with post-LAN coverage. This was like the biggest problem last year. Had such a sick LAN, and then like you said, like VTV just died, and it was gone until now.
But
It's
I guess, is there any plans post I-52 Byte? Is the plan to keep going, or is the plan
The
just
plan,
to do
it's
the
not
event?
just to do the event. It's to carry on. Hopefully not burn out, and have either fresh or more casters / streamers, because that's all we need really at the end of the day. Technicality stuff, like all the nice toys have been done by various clever figures in the TF2 community. So yeah, that's not the issue. Just we're not planning to burn out, if that's your question.
I don't think
Yeah,
anyone
I
plans
guess
to burn out though.
But it
I
happened.
think I'll
just 'cause
burn
it
out this
happened
week. Sounds like a good idea.
last time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think we've made we're getting somewhere in terms of what could potentially happen at A52 between the two orgs and all the people involved. But we'll move on from this one. I've got the chat going. There's believes there. The last real topic I wanted to talk about Byte was like Byte as the player. Like you decided last season, I think at the start of the season you were playing in a Div 2 or Div 3 team, and then you came in to play for Made in Germany, and now you've decided not to play again this season. Like, did that not get you a taste for high level competitive play again? Were you not interested to play this season?
Not full time, not like I used to do, no, because it's a full time job. Like playing 4 days a week. I haven't got that. With my career, I just haven't got that anymore. I'm getting older, obviously. I'm not exactly young, so.
Oh yeah, people should check out Bytes as the corporate face of Talk Talk. There was some video going around a few months ago. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, from one Israeli fan apparently, or just troll. But yeah.
Got stalkers, man.
Indeed.
Are you putting a bullet in the TF2 career? Is it over? Or are you just going to play for fun now?
I'm not going to say that, because that's the trap that a lot of people say, like, oh, I'm going to retire, and they end up coming back because they love the game, or they miss the fact that they're good in this game and the other games they're playing, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say I'm not available at the moment because I haven't got the time. Whether I come back for next season for any team, then fine. I might do, but it's the door's open, basically.
You can't quit this game. It's fucking impossible. I've quit this game about 10 times now. Every single time I quit, I come back. It's annoying. I just want to leave. It's like a curse.
I've been railroading the conversation a little bit in terms of trying to keep to a schedule, because ever since we started doing this again, we've been trying to do an episode of 45 minutes, but it seems impossible. But like, please throw out your questions, your thoughts to Byte before we wrap things up once and for all.
I had some really good either/or questions, but they're not very safe for. No, they're not very safe for.
I have a kind of, I guess, just out there question. I asked you before previously, but are Arx and Beta coming to I-52? Is there any more news on that?
Yes, they are planning for it. They live very close to Coventry, so there's no reason for them not to be around. The reason Beta hasn't been able to cast because he got married slightly after
it's not
summer.
War.
Yeah. No, there's a slight difference. Slight difference. He's engaged, not married. Beta got married.
Like no difference.
And yeah, he's been busy with his wife, moving house and stuff like that. So, and he's due to go on his honeymoon in the next month. So, Arx been busy with work, new job and stuff like that. So he has obviously, and as you know, Arx doesn't normally cast unless Beta's around. So.
It's true. I've tried to persuade him many times.
But they are scheduled to be there for Summerland. If yeah.
Just to create, I guess, more hype. Is the rest of the crew? I think you say Lang's coming over from America, right?
No, I haven't spoken to Lang. I haven't confirmed with him, but obviously we'd love.
He is, yeah.
We'd love to get. Yeah, we'd love to get Lang back there, just because he's a beast. Overall, just for anything you need. So, and he was great last summer as well. So.
He's just an incredible human being. I'd love to shake his hand. I'd love to hug him, but I dodged land last year. But yeah, I don't think there's much else to announce other than, again, please help contribute towards TF2. We need more streamers, casters, writers, both at Vanilla and at teamfortress.tv. And like, that's not just for this season, but building towards A52. Get involved.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that I'm the second best caster. So. I mean, come on, listen to my voice. I mean, listen to my voice. Like, this is not the casting voice of the second best caster. So if you think you can do better, I highly recommend that you come forward, so then you don't have to listen to my incredibly dull and enthusiastic voice. Actually, another question, Byte. TCM.
Yeah.
Well, but do you have ties with them? Would they be interested in supporting a TF2 team again?
If the results warranted, then yeah. I'm pretty sure X-Man would take a bet on a team winning and making a profit, or some sort of profit out of it. But you have to warrant it. Like, can't just be any scrub team.
If we could get TSC back, would you come back?
Not with the same people.
What if we got rid of Droso?
Forsaken does live in the UK now, so he's definitely
that's just so cruel. And it's not just Droso I would get rid of. So.
What about Clar?
What about Clar?
What if we got rid of him as well? Wait, are you suggesting that you need to get rid of me?
No, War, no, War. I would never get rid of you. How could I? Because
I
you
don't
know,
want to get cut from another team again.
two would just kill me. So no, I would never get rid of you.
Yes, you fucking would. You'll bash your head in, prick.
So, sorry to interrupt in your heart there, but
yeah.
in terms of what's coming up over the coming weeks,
Yeah.
ETFL Season 18 is going to be starting next week, so we're
Mhm.
going to be seeing coverage there, I'm sure. Hildreth wrote an article recently on teamfortress.tv worth reading as well. Got a lot of people riled up, even made me join a team, god damn it. And of course the Highlander Open is still a thing, and the Highlander ETFL Season 5 Highlander Premiership playoffs will be happening over the next few weeks, so keep your eyes peeled on etftl.org, vanillatf2.org and teamfortress.tv for all the latest news. I want to thank Byte for coming on here and answering all our questions very satisfactorily, and of course John, our cameraman, our panel, CommanderX, kaidus, War, and myself. Big thanks to me. I'm the man. I-52 is going to be great. Believe. Any final thoughts and shout outs? Does anyone have a blog around here maybe?
Hold on, let me just type in my name on Google and see what the top result is. Oh, it's
Nobody can hear John.
no one can hear
These
it,
are
so
the
it
first two
doesn't matter.
words John has said on stream in ever.
Doesn't count. Don't count. Oh, it's WARHURYEAH.com. Oh, yeah. That is my blog. Yeah, it's where Derriman can learn how to play TF2 properly. So everybody should go there. One thing I would like to mention as well, someone that I'd like to give a shout out to is Gentleman John, the legend of TF2. He is a phoenix, and he has risen from the ashes, and he's carrying European TF2 on his back right now, taking us to special places. Helped me quite a bit with my offered to help quite a few things. All this spectator tools that he's been doing, stats articles, and all that lot. It's very, very much appreciated. So I'd like to say thank you to him. Thanks to all my fans, live, my fiance. I love you.
Why is it turned into the war acceptance speech for something he's not been awarded?
This is what I was going to say when I got the Epsilon spot, but I can't do that, can I?
What the hell? Yeah, I'd back you up on what you said about Gentleman John. That's what keeps me interested or motivated whenever you see other people really stepping up.
Big props to
Going
him
above
for
and
an
beyond.
article again. We mentioned it briefly, but I really enjoyed it. More of that.
I tried to get Gentleman John on as a guest, or I inquired, but he's a family man and he didn't think he could, but maybe if everybody puts a little bit of pressure on and says, please, Gentleman John, for an
He
interview.
also doesn't have a mic, which may somewhat
Somebody buy him a
hinder
mic.
the format
Again,
of our show.
you can just use the mumble lady to do it.
We'll just have a text-to-speech thing, and he can just type his answers. Okay. Are we finished for shout-outs?
Well, I think Clive wanted us to do a shout-out for Michael Barrymore, but that was about it.
Michael Barrymore?
Yeah, I know. I don't know why.
Okay. Kaidus
I hope
has a
someone
stream
gets
as well.
that joke.
What's your stream URL, Kaidus? Promote.
It's kaidus.
Beautiful.
Twitch.tv.
Wait, let me write that down.
CommanderX.
Oh, my
streaming
Twitch
too,
is twitch.tv/Marta Van the Average Bear.
Can you explain the joke behind that?
It's like smarter than the average bear, but without the S.
It's very clever.
It's quite smart.
Byte, you're a streamer too.
Yeah, twitch.tv/TCM_Byte.
And John has asked me again to plug HighlanderOpen.org. For those that aren't aware of what it is, it's just basically an open Highlander league where if you want to sort of have some public friends that aren't into competitive TF2, you can take part in it and teach them how to play Highlander and get them into competitive. So I'd highly recommend that you do it. We're putting a lot of effort into it. It helps TF2 as an esport grow because we're close to it. Ruin almost made a living off streaming. We're going to hit it someday where somebody can play TF2 full-time competitively. Need your help to donate to my PayPal.
I've got a final question here, actually. Vasky messaged me, Portuguese guy, and he says, question for the stream, for everybody, I guess. He said, as the years go by, You've met multiple people from all nationalities, made friends, made nemesis. Do you see TF2 as a big part of your life? Do you see yourself thinking about those people in your day-to-day life, even nowadays, as it was a big part of your life? For example, do you occasionally think of X-Fane, Dr. Leon, or Darn?
Dr. Leon's coming to my house next year, so I probably will think of him then.
I think of Dr. Leon a lot. He's a cool guy. But yeah, to answer that question, it's TF2 is a big part of my life. I met my fiance on TF2, so if it wasn't for this game, I probably would be, well, I wouldn't be engaged. I wouldn't
That's
be
very affirming.
sitting in my house or have a job or anything. So yeah, TF2 creates dreams, everyone.
I wouldn't have got to go to Lithuania if it wasn't for TF2. I enjoyed that a lot.
I'd have probably been a lot more productive in my life, so I would have probably put all of my... If I put as much time and effort into other things that isn't TF2, like painting, I'd be really good at it or something. I'd be like be really fit and healthy.
I think Admirable for myself, the fact that TF2 has led me to host stuff, cast stuff, be in front of people and stuff like that. That does help me. Just my sort of my real life, so to speak. So obviously, meeting all different types of people, you learn some things. And the fact that when you go to LAN, I get people coming up to me saying, you Byte, blah blah blah. So I get to actually meet them and just talk to them and see how they think, how they talk, and just generally what they're like. So I suppose that's a nice element to Team Fortress 2, and I would never take that back because I think it's a priceless thing to have experienced right there. And obviously for me personally, obviously I don't know about others, but for me personally, when hosting stuff, when you're having to be in front of like 900 odd people or a bit under and stuff like that, it's quite intimidating, and you have to deal with it and be under pressure and make sure you come up with the right stuff and say the right stuff on the spot and so on and so forth. So that all helps me in my real life. So it's a bit of even Stevens from both sides there. Like, yeah, sure, I know it's gaming and it's not the best thing in the world. I could have been more productive, but it does actually add some things to my life as well.
Yeah, I think I would echo those sentiments. Like, I've taken a lot from TF2. It's made me the person I am today, and I don't think that's I don't think I'm overhyping it, but it is just a great opportunity, especially if you want to sort of go the extra mile and become a contributor to the scene. So I'm just plugging that again. And in reference to Darren as well, today, whenever I was getting ready for the cast, I was like, I was going to put on a Hawaiian shirt for a bit of amusement, and there's actually an old Dignitas shirt in my wardrobe with Darren's name on it that he wore at his last ever LAN, and he gave it to me, and I was going to put it on, but I'm too much of a fat bastard, so it just looked ridiculous. But on that note, I think, unless anyone else has any heart-wrenching stories about TF2, we could wrap things up. Kaidus, do you want to open up to us?
Oh, we're still live.
all right.
No.
Forget it.
I echo your sentiments, man. I mean, I've completely crapped up my wrist playing this game, so I guess it's had a pretty significant impact on my life.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, dude. That's why I'm still here, like suffering every day for it. I can't even use a PC today because I had to have a typed argument yesterday for 20 minutes, and that just done my wrist in thanks to a lengthy TF2 session. So there we have it.
Beautiful. Any final thoughts?
Bad for the health, good for the soul.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for having me on, and guys.
Cheers, Byte.
Thanks. Cheers, Byte. Oh my god.
I've literally been waiting for the outro for quite a while. I thought about it halfway through the cast, and I was like, I can't really come up with it now. I need to wait.
And now we're not live, right?
That was one of the more popular questions. Byte, do you have a bind that says "Cheers, Byte" and it just appends it to all your posts?
No.
He's got a custom-built TCM keyboard with just a "Cheers, Byte" button.
Whoa! How did you know that? Yeah, a macro.
All right. Cut it. We're having enough. It's been a good show. Thank you.
Good night.